Now, I'm in a subway station right now. I'm just exiting, and in the subway stations for quite some time, mask usage has been mandatory. And on the streets, the government has recommended that people use masks, but they haven't insisted on that. However, because of a recent spike in infections, the government did make it mandatory last week. But the compliance is going to be pretty good. For some reason, clear weather brings out the scofflaws. But I'm just going to walk around, and we will, just fetching my umbrella right now, and we'll see how many people are not paying attention to the masking regulation. So the rule is now, if you're inside a public place, like a shopping center or on public transit, have to use a mask. People will scold you. If there's a bus driver present, it'll tell you you got to do it. Average people will take videos of you, try to shame you. There have been a few altercations on the subway. Now on the sidewalk, as I said, I've seen probably close to 10 people not wearing masks. Sometimes the mask is just sort of pulled down, which I guess is okay if nobody else is around. But in other cases, they have nothing, and that's not really cooperating with the general thrust and the general spirit of the new regulations. In the news right now, predictions for infection increases are pretty dire. One of the government experts has said that next week the government expects the infections to jump up. There's around 330 today, which was good compared to last week, but they're expecting figures next week of 800 to 1,000 new infections daily. And since this will be happening in the Seoul area and not in a localized area like Daegu, that's going to cause a lot of panic. Now, there is a little bit of a sort of a mini lockdown happening in some businesses. All businesses have their hours curtailed at the moment, but some businesses, including the gym where I go, are closing for a week, and that's true of a cafe where we go as well too. That cafe doesn't have to do that. The owner can just curtail her hours, but she, I guess, doesn't want to take any chances, or maybe she's having a bit of a vacation. I hope she's paying her employees. Okay, so now here we are at street level, and as I said, it's because of the rain. This isn't going to be the best test in the world. If only because there are fewer people suddenly at street level. But we'll see. Okay, you'll notice, for example, that guy coming toward us he had a mask, but it was sort of pulled down. In other words, he wasn't wearing the mask. And that's, you know, doesn't make any medical sense, but people do it here. If they're decent, they will yank their mask back up when somebody's within 2 meters of them. And if they're sort of lost in thought, they won't. Now, we're walking along toward a food store that I like to go to, and I'll turn off at that point. There's no point checking inside.